A very good morning once again, and you are still watching Sunrise at Sea here on CTV. Welcome to our views, and this is a segment where we talk about real-life conversations, candid conversations that you never want to miss out on. And today we are talking about a very important part of our lives, and we are talking about friendship. Friendship is very fundamental in our lives. It impacts our physical well-being as well as our mental well-being. But before we get into the conversation, joining me on set are my colleagues. To my far right, that is Sarah Apollo, and right next to me is Siobhan Alma. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Happy Monday. You should be smiling. It's a Monday.
No.
Or is it because it's chilly?
No, but Mondays. I mean,
They're good days.
Mondays are good days.
Yes.
A great time
start.
to start
they
over.
are
to start
all
over.
these ladies are lying.
Attitude adjustment. Remember my
Very
segment
important.
this morning on attitude adjustment? Yes, there's so much to accomplish. You can even rule the world today if you just have the right attitude.
Absolutely. For
Mondays
me,
are
honestly.
Mondays are usually those days most people dread waking up to. But sometimes I feel there should be a day between Sunday and Monday, maybe
What day?
called Sun Man or Sun Moon, like
Pre-Monday.
Pre-Monday.
Something like that.
You get like-
But anyway,
It depends on how you slept on Sunday. If you slept in the bala, of course Monday is not
we
going
wake
to be
up with
looking good.
hangover.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a good day for me. I feel like Mondays are actually a good start. You know, if you've had everything that you've gone through in the past week, yes, even over the weekend, if you didn't have a good time, remember that Monday gives you an opportunity to start afresh, irrespective of what you have had to go through. Well, today, once again, we are talking about friendships, and we are deep diving into the conversation of how friendships impact our lives. And before we get into this conversation, I would like to define for you a few keywords, and that is friendship. It's a state of enduring affection, esteem, intimacy, and trust between two people. In all cultures, friendships are very important relationships throughout a person's life. And then again, friendships are categorized into four parts, and that is acquaintance, there is a friend, close friend, and best friend as well. Now, an acquaintance is somebody that you know that you could meet at a coffee shop, at a cafe, but you do not know them like that. I'm sure you have heard of that saying of, I don't know you like that. That means we just run into each other, say hi, but we are not friends. And then a friend is somebody that you share some experience with. It's somebody that you go out with. It's somebody that you can call on whenever you want to talk about anything. And talking about best friendship, that is the other part of friendship where every person in their life, they need a best friend. This is your go-to person. This is somebody who gets you without even having to explain yourself. It is somebody who accepts you irrespective of your flaws. Now, we never get to have, well, for some people out there who are very lucky to have best friends, I must say that you are really lucky. And yes, some of us are still on the journey of trying to find best friends or true friendship, yes. So ladies, my question today in regard to friendships is, how do you think friendships impact our lives?
You've said it. A lot of people feel that they are necessary because this is somebody who justifies or reinforces your comfortability, sometimes your nonsense, and sometimes we just need a safety blanket, you know, somebody or people that we can go to that can not judge us and just allow us to wallow in whatever situation that we are in. So yeah, friendships are more or less like cheap therapy. If you can't afford a therapist, then have friends.
Yeah.
Did you have
Cheap
other
therapy.
words?
Not you're not paying for these consultations.
That is the essence of friendship. That is the essence of friendship.
It's not monetary, but it is emotionally draining.
No, that's exactly what I mean. If you can't afford a therapist, then have friends.
But to highlight and maybe add on to what Sarah has just pointed out, you know this saying, and even there's a song that John Donnie wrote and said, "Show me your friends, and I will tell you who you are." You know, if I came out in public for people that, for example, know Aggie or who know Sarah, and if I came out and said, my friend is Aggie, they'll probably say, that means you don't like hanging out. You know, you're not a party person once in a while.
Introvert.
But then no, you're not an introvert. You're just a silent bunny.
That's a terrible one.
No, I'm joking. But if they maybe said, if I said Sarah Sarah is my friend, then they'll know, oh, so Sarah is your friend, you probably like shoes, you probably like style, you like fashion, you know, you like living the good life, you're not in this world to suffer, you know, that kind of thing.
Yes,
soft
so,
life.
so soft life, you get, she's the soft life. So your friends definitely depict who you are, or they have a very high percentage to contribute to the kind of person that you become, or the kind of person that you are, because many times you will not move around with someone either who you're not on the same page with in terms of traits, in terms of character, in terms of things that you enjoy doing together. So in one way or the other, friends definitely do have an impact and depict the kind of person that you are. If your friend is a thief or an armed robber,
It doesn't
chances
mean
are high
that you will
that
be a
you will
thief
also
as well.
be a thief. It's
No,
just the way
well,
it is.
What?
I think to have to put friendship in this type of box to say that who your friends are is who you are, I don't agree with that.
To
I think
a
it's
way.
true.
Not-
To an extent,
Yes.
yes, to an extent, because it's relative. Sometimes you may have friends that are the complete opposite of you, but there's just something about them that just maybe brings you a sense of calmness and serenity, and this person is your peace. You could find that a thief and a police officer are best friends.
Yes,
You get-
absolutely.
there's a criminal and then there's a law enforcer. You understand? Two people of the opposite side of the law or of the spectrum could be best friends. So I think it's relative, because you can't say that all your friends are like you. You may have a friend who has no fashion sense, but on the other hand, you love fashion.
Yes.
You could have a friend who is settled down type of person in a relationship, while you on the other hand, you're for these streets. Do you get me?
Yeah.
You may have that other friend who is very ambitious, and then you on the other hand are just lazy and comfortable. So I think it's just more than it goes beyond character traits, or actually not even character traits, it goes beyond interests.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do agree with Sarah, and I beg to differ on what Shivan said, that, you know, your friends, tell me your friend, I'll tell you who you are. Let me
Don't
not
lie
just- let me
yourselves.
no,
To an
but here's the
extent,
thing.
it is true.
Yes, it is to an extent, but then again, it doesn't mean that when you have a friend, then you should, you know, copy or do exactly what
No,
they're
no,
doing.
no. It's not
It
a copying
does, their
technique.
behavior does rub off on you, but it doesn't mean that then you should take it up. I mean, we have friends for different occasions. You have friends that you go out with, you have friends, you know, that you go to church with, and you pick out what you want from whichever friend. It doesn't mean that when somebody is your friend, you should do exactly what they are doing. Now, while we are talking about the conversation of friendship, I'd like us to talk about genuine friendship. We have heard of the notion of fake friends. Now, I do not believe in fake friends for one reason. I'll be very honest. I feel like when you analyze your circle very well, because, you know, the people talk of, I have an inner circle. That means you have about 10 friends and there's those 5 friends. And there's so much that goes on in the inner circle, especially, I don't want to say this, but with the ladies, mostly. You know, backbiting, this one did this one did that.
Yes.
And I feel like if you are in that space where you detect that someone is fake, how about, you know, you just get them out of your circle, maybe sit down and talk about it. But before we get there, we are talking about genuine friendship. How do you determine genuine friendship from a fake one?
You never know, because the devil and the angel come looking the same.
There is no telling.
There's no telling. But you can learn. You can learn over time.
Yes.
When you notice repeated patterns, when this person keeps on doing the same thing over and over again. Say, for instance, you work in the same place, and then over and over again they are sabotaging you or trying to throw you under a bus, then that is when you can start picking hints. But then again, you see, fake friends are like green snakes in green grass. They keep on slithering their way through, and even when you do catch them, sometimes, you know, they'll be able to get away with it. But I think it's just up to us to learn to unload some baggage and some energy. At the end of the day, when you just find yourself constantly exhausted to deal with this person, if you find that you have to mentally prepare yourself to deal with this person, or have to conjure up the strength from your ancestors to deal with this person or hang with them, then perhaps it is time that you upgrade your friend list, you know, and move on. But I don't think it's never, for me, I don't think I know we're going to talk about fake friends and then genuine friends later, but I don't think there's even such a thing as fake friends, because this is the thing. Shivan is giving me side eyes.
Yeah,
I
can tell she's ready to chip in already.
I don't think there's even the concept of fake friends, because when we say fake friends, we usually talk from a point of place where we're like, because this person is not bending over to my interests or to do what it is that I want, then they're a fake friend.
Yeah.
Do you understand? At the end of the day, we all want what we want. And sometimes some people's dreams and goals and things that they want for themselves don't align with us. Does not mean that they are fake friends. They want what they want. We want what we want. And at the end of the day, if you find that what you want and what your friend wants is not aligning, then perhaps just unload that. And it's okay. Say, for instance, if your friend you think that she's never happy for you, whether it's a relationship or career or things like that. No, it's an assumption, because that is what you think, because you're probably getting these reactions that you don't expect to get from her.
Yes.
It is okay for her to feel that way. It truly is. And it's okay for you to feel the way that you're feeling. Nobody's feelings dismisses the other person's feelings. So when you find that your friendships are no longer serving you, unload that energy and move on. But don't go ahead to say, oh, she's a fake friend because she didn't come for my birthday. She's a fake friend because she didn't bring a gift to my wedding. She's a fake friend because she did not congratulate me on my job. It's fine that they did not. Why are you harboring any feelings against that?
If you feel they're not good enough for you, then just how about you step out
unload,
of the equation?
thank you, unload that energy and move
These
on.
are conversations that we have had slightly before in our views in regard to friendships. And I remember when we did have that particular conversation, we went on and on with Sarah, because she has a completely different view of friendships and I have a completely different view of friendships. However, I do concur with what you say, and I think, and I would say that most times we come up with this thing of someone being a fake friend because we sort of have a sense of entitlement.
True.
It is something that we think, okay, you're my friend, you're supposed to be there for me.
You must
Sarah would say, or I would say, but I have a lot of things that I'm dealing with. Should I put everything on hold because your house is on fire? Yes, I love you. I might not be there for you physically, but I'm there with you in spirit. But you see, that is where we get it wrong, because we want to say our friends should be there with us in our most difficult times. Physically, we want them there physically. We want to spend long time talking to them on phone. They want to be the first people to know every big news that has happened in your life.
Yeah.
If your best friend or if your friend found out, for example, that you had been promoted and they're hearing it from someone else and not you, they will feel hurt. Why? Sense of entitlement. So the question would be, what should be an ideal friendship like? For me, in my case, it should be a complementary thing. What do you have that I do not have? What value are you adding on me? But you see also fake friends, emotionally drained, like Sarah has highlighted. Every time you want to have a conversation with this person, you have to prepare yourself mentally for them. That is not the way it should be. Also, if you're with them, you're constantly walking around eggshells. You know, these people that you're with, even within the workplace, but you're very careful on what to say or what not to say because you're scared of how they will react. Then you can probably term that as a fake friend. But I think for me, the most important thing this morning should be, you who is saying Shivan is a fake friend, the question should be, where is it coming from? Is it because I did not post you on my status because it is your birthday?
Yeah.
Is it because I was not there when you were in a trying time? Why are you labeling someone as fake? Is it a point of entitlement? Is it an issue of abandonment? Is it self-esteem? Because very many times the reason why we come up with these things such as fake friends, you're supposed to be my ride or die, is because we have demons that we are battling with. And that is something I got to realize on my own.
Yeah.
I was this kind of person who my friendships were so much self-entitled, like, you're my friend, you ought
should
to
do
be
this
there.
for me.
You
You
ought
should
to
do
be
that for
there.
me.
Until I realized that it was actually draining my best friend, and several times we had issues among us, and I kept on wondering, but does Mercy really love me? Does she like me? And then I realized I was expecting for her to put her life on hold for
you.
me.
Okay,
True.
while
Why?
we talk
Because-
about that,
Yeah.
I'd like to interject a little bit. So while you were having all these expectations from your friend, to do this for you, to be there for you, were you actually reciprocating that energy, or you were just on the receiving end?
Absolutely. Me, I give full measure, especially to my friends. But I think, and in that time, I realized, hey, babe, you know what? Calm down. your friend also has things that she's battling.
Yeah.
Friendship is not supposed to be draining. It's supposed to be a beautiful thing. Even when she's not there, she's actually there with you, you know. She does not necessarily have to talk to you for 1 hour on the phone for you to know that she loves you. No, that's not the way it goes. She's married, for heaven's sake.
Oh, you
Move
were
on.
needy.
That's
You are
just the
needy
same-
friend.
That is what I'm saying. Many times we come up with all these objectives or all
Yeah.
these phrases because we are battling demons. For me, I found that demons that I was battling, I made peace with them, and now my friendships are healthy.
This is the thing about friendships. Friendships are just like our relationships with lovers, partners, or spouses, or whatever the case may be. We have to learn people's love languages. Shivan's love language is quality time. You will find that her best friend's her love language is
Words of affirmation.
words of affirmation, or maybe gifts,
Acts
or
of
whatever the
service,
case of the
yes,
thing is.
yes.
And you find yourself in a situation where you give love the way you
want.
How.
you know how, and you
Yes.
expect, and that is how you identify love. So for you, if it is you have to spend every waking moment with me, you're only going to identify love when the other person is giving it to you that way. So I think it just takes a ton of maturity to understand that. And to go back to answer your questions about genuine friends, my definition of what a genuine friend has evolved over time. Because as I grow up, like I have said, I realized that a lot of friendships that I had in my life were just exhausting. I was surrounded by people who just wanted to complain, who are not progressive. And I got tired of complaining. I got tired of crying. I got tired of not being progressive. And now I'm in a place where I have tactful associations. I have people in my life that I need at a particular time. I'm not going to tie myself down to say best friends or close friends if we are not working together to progress and be better. I love the soft life. I want to be better. I am career driven. You understand? So I would like for the people in my life to also have these same things. But it's okay if you are not yet in that place in your life. Do you understand?
Yes.
And I realized that some of my friends were not yet in that place in their life. So you can't take everybody with you.
Yes.
So you have to let people do their time. And I'll support you from over here. Okay?
Yes.
If you need advice, or if you need
I'll be here.
if you need a support system to get to the next step in your life, I will be there. But if you're still in that place that I have outgrown,
Yes.
I am not going to stay there because we are friends. And a lot of people in my life feel a certain type of way about that. But at the end of the day, no. I am not with you. Another thing about friendships is that people expect you to have to suffer with them. I don't have to, because I'm already suffering on my own. And I learned to not bend over backwards to break myself for somebody else. You can't pour from an empty cup. So if I'm depressed and you're depressed, who is helping who? A blind rat can't, a blind man cannot lead or guide another blind man. So I have to be in a position where I am mentally and emotionally stable to give you the support that you need. Sometimes I tell my friends when they're calling me and they're crying and saying this, I'm like, honey, sweetheart, I understand, I empathize, I sympathize. But at this moment, I cannot help you. Because I am also struggling. And I tell them, I will give you the time you need to recuperate. If you need advice on a counselor or a therapist to talk to, I will give you that assistance. But I cannot pour from my cup
An empty
because
cup.
it's empty. Because your problems are going to weigh me down as well.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
We are protecting mental health.
So while we are talking about this, because Sarah, you're saying that when a friend calls you and then they need you to help them, maybe they want to vent to you, and in that moment you're not there for them, you just tell them off, you're like, I cannot help you. Does that translate to, because when earlier when I was talking about friendship, I talked about best friends, and best friends are people who are like always there for you no matter the situation, whatever you are going through. This is somebody that is a call away, that you call, to vent to or to talk to about a situation. Do you have best friends, or do you believe in the idea of best friendship?
I do believe in the idea of, trust me, believe me when I say I do believe and I do understand what it means to have best friends. Over my life, my period, I have had friends for a very long time that have stuck by me, and some have moved on, and I understand that because they also got into a place in their life where they wanted to progress and move on, and I supported them, gave them love, and I was like, honey, spread your wings and fly. Does not mean I don't love them or don't care about them, and vice versa. When we meet, we catch up like time never, Like we never spent any time apart. But then also there are people who have been a constant in my life. But you see, with age comes maturity, and your wants and needs as a grown woman and individual just keep on changing over time. So yes, it's important to have a best friend. It works for some people. But I'm in a place in my life where I need a therapist more than a best friend. Because a best friend is going to conform to my insecurities, is going to conform to my my laziness, is going to conform to my procrastination, is going to talk to
tell you what you want to hear.
Exactly.
What you want to hear, yes.
I need a therapist to tell me, you know what, Sarah, you have been stalling for a very long time, you've been procrastinating, move on. And this is how I can help you. I'm in a place, I want to be progressive. And sometimes our best friends hold us back. You may never see it, but you will see. If you find yourself in a place where your best friend, say for instance, you get married and then your best friend is not, you're going to find yourself doing the same things that you were doing when you were single. And this is going to probably affect your marriage. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
So we need people in our lives who are as progressive as we are. It is okay to keep your childhood friends. Please keep them around. I'm not saying dismiss them. But we need to progress in our lives. If you want to move on, surround yourself with people who are in the place that you want to get to. And that is what I'm doing with my life.
Okay.
I would like to highlight, first of all, one thing, and it's very important. First of all, in regard to the conversation that we had on our views on Friday, and we're asking, with age, does it come maturity or wisdom? Sarah actually just said age comes with maturity. Yay!
And
she's on our side, but anyway,
it is age.
Sarah, we have moved on
comes
to
with
another hour
experience
views.
And maturity as well. Shivani was saying.
So in relation to friendships, and this is something very important that I learned over time. And even, first of all, I need to point out that having a best friend is a full-time job. You need to be ready. And I remember
The moment, let me first interject.
let me
The moment you feel
first
someone
let us
is
say
a
let me
full-time
first
job.
explain. When I say full-time job, Banange, a full-time job doesn't have to be something bad. No. Why do people think that full-time job?
Full-time
You have
jobs are
other
hectic.
things to do.
It's perspective again. Let me explain. I will give you an example of my best friend. My best friend has been my childhood friend. We knew ourselves from when the time we were little, and as very, even how we came into being best friends and all is because we have grown and evolved over time. But again, she has achieved different things totally from me. I have achieved totally different things from her as well. But somehow we always find ourselves interconnected. Why? To the extent that she will even call me out on some of these things. You highlighted something very important, and it is very key. Very many times our friends will tell us what we want to hear.
Exactly.
How many times are we willing to tell our friends that, you know what, no,
That is
today
how you
what
know a fake
did
friend.
was very stupid, it was very naive of you, and you acted like an airhead. What you did was wrong. Very few people will call you out like that.
And then
But
you
those
call
are the
them
kind
your
of
That is a
friends.
fake friend.
Now,
That is a
let me tell
fake
you,
friend who they
if
don't call you out on your
those
wrongdoing.
days
That is a
before
fake
my
friend.
friendships became healthy, every time my best friend would do that to me, I would feel so bad. Like,
When
how
she would
dare
call you out,
Yes,
yes.
you're
And you would
supposed
think
to
this chick is fake.
And also, you're fake. Why you so you're
She's
so
not
you're
on
now
my
the other
side, yeah.
You're, not on- you're supposed to be on my side. Whose side are you on? And also because I'm a very emotional and sensitive person, and also in relation to the fact that I like to spend quality time, I took it out and I said, you know what, this chick doesn't care about me. But later on, as I went through sessions and phases in my life, I realized that actually this is the kind of person that I need. Someone that will not always be there to babysit and pamper me. Someone that will tell me, you know what, Shivan, yes, you did a degree. Have you applied for masters? Okay, yes, you're into the work, but can you remember that you need a man in your life as well? Okay, you did this. You know, those things are important because we tend to forget ourselves in our lives. So who is going to call you out, or who is going to check you out while you're going through that hard situation? So it's very important that you consider, also while you're talking at the aspect of best friends and genuine friendships, that you have someone who will call a spade regardless
a
of
big
the
spoon.
situation.
Yes.
Another
and
thing is that, sorry to cut you short, Agi. Another thing is that, can we please normalize telling our friends to seek guidance and advice and help from the, necessary authorities? Do you understand?
Yes.
If you have a friend who is going through mental health issues, she's maybe bipolar or depressed or whatnot, can you please tell your friend to go see a psychiatrist? If you have a friend who is in a marriage where she's experiencing domestic violence, can you please tell her to go and report it to the police? If you have a friend who is having, say, legal issues, can you please advise them to go see a lawyer? Let us stop being the know-it-all. Your best friend, let me tell you, this is why I do not subscribe to best friends anymore. By the way, I unsubscribed to that station of best friends. Is that your best friend, you think your best friend has all the answers. And then, like I said, and they don't. Many times they don't. They don't even know what they're talking about.
That's true.
So if you need some advice, maybe confide in her and say this, and this is the issue. But you as the best friend, the person who is listening, how about you be honest and learn to start saying, you know what, I am not qualified in this experience, in this situation. How about you go see a marriage counselor? How about you go see a youth pastor? How about you go see the priest? How about you go see, your sheikh or the police officer, whoever the person may be?
But also,
normalize
before you
that.
run to these people, can you pray? This generation also, can't you pray and read your Bible? Every situation that happens in your life.
Before I tell you some of the ways how you can identify fake friendship from genuine friendship, I just have one thing to say about fake friends. Like I said before, I do not believe in fake friendship. Here's the thing. Do not get friends and, put your expectations high up there. Maybe you should actually write down your qualities, the qualities that you want in a friend. And if you, maybe a month or two, you see that this person does not align with the qualities, or she's not the kind of friend that you are seeking out for, then it's better you just leave it, put it aside, and be like some of us, have as many acquaintances as you can, until eventually when you find friends. But these are some of the ways that you can actually identify genuine friendship from fake friendship. Now, a fake friendship is always one-sided. This is where you're putting in more of the work, and the other person is very neglectful of you and what your demands are. Oh, demands is a bad word. And then the other thing is they always have something to gain from you and you have nothing to learn from them. They're always jealousy of you in some way. There's those particular people that you tell something, or it could be good news about you, and you see, they look at, you can always tell, body language never lies. You can tell when someone is, no, you cannot downplay the fact that you can actually read somebody's body language.
Also sometimes
and you can tell when someone is genuinely happy for you. The other one is they always try to sabotage you. They always go behind your back. This is where you are told, your friend told this, was saying this and this about you behind your back. That is a fake friend. And then, of course, their behavior is repetitious. This is where you actually call them out on their behavior. You sit down and talk to them about what they are doing wrong, and they never stop it. So that is a fake friend that you need, to throw to the bin. That is the one. So, ladies, I would like us to talk about how we can build great and genuine friendships.
First of all is... can we normalize giving and not expecting to receive? Isn't that what love is? Love has nothing to do with you, the person.
But you want somebody who adds value to your life.
This is what I'm saying. This is if all of us could conform to this notion. Give without having to expect. So if you are giving to your best friend, and your best friend is giving to you without expectations of receiving in return, don't you think this world would be a better place? That is what the Bible says. Love is about the other person. It's not about you.
Give Sarah, and you
again,
are not
this is what I'm
draining.
saying. This is what I'm saying. If you are a Christian, and if you are religious in any type of form, God gives to us. Jesus Christ gave to us. Love is about giving. When you want to receive in return, you become selfish. I understand we all want to receive love. But I'm saying if you gave to her, she gave to me, and I gave to you, it becomes a vicious circle of giving and kindness. It's just like if you're saying, I'm going to be kind to this person, but then this person has to return this kindness in favor. Then it takes away, it takes away the actual principle and value of what giving is and what love is. And love is to give, love is to serve.
And that that is why I was actually highlighting the aspect of expectations. Because you've given and you expect. You have visited, so you expect to be visited. You have called, so you expect to be called.
Let me give you
and
a
you ask the
scenario.
question. You ask the question. of how can we actually maintain and have healthy
Yes.
relationship. The first
Give.
one is lower your expect. You will be broken. Let me
No,
tell
no,
you.
no.
Here's the thing.
Let me
thing.
explain my point. Lower your expectations, first of all, about human beings at large,
Yes.
but also lower your expectations about how you should be treated.
Well-
it is not about you. If your friend gives you something, do not expect that you shall be given in return, shaken together, overflowing. No, that is not the way it is. But apart from lowering your expectations also, can we learn not to feel a source of entitlement?
That is
Let the
okay.
friendship
The-
just
the source of-
flow
you
as
may not have the
genuinely
entitlement,
as possible.
But here's the thing, Siobhan and Sarah. There is no way you can be in a one-sided relation, rather friendship. Yes, you give. I am the person who is always calling you. I'm the one who is always making plans. I am the
but
person.
in
Yes,
that
I am
in
the
that
one who's always
aspect, that is
texting
not
you.
what I am highlighting.
actually I'm not expectant that you should do it, but these are things that you should know as a friend you are supposed to do.
Can
you
I
cannot
please-
always
may-
be on the
may-
Let me
receiving
ask
end.
you.
Hold on,
If
Shiva.
every
The
single time I'm the
Shiva.
one who called you, if every single
I'll
time
also hold back at some point and stop calling, and then
May
we see
I
where
please-
this
Then I do
friendship
not think
goes.
you're mature
May
enough
I
to have a
please,
friendship.
may I please finish
Yes,
my
please.
point? My
Yes,
point is, friendships. What is the thing that puts a friendship together or a relationship together? It's love, right?
Yes.
What is love?
And values, not
No,
just
no, no.
love.
What
Values.
is love? Love is the thing that joins everything together. Love is provision. Love is giving. Love is kindness. You do not, if all of us have the mentality in our mind to give,
Yes.
yeah, you would never have to have the conversation of saying, I expect you to return the favor. All of us should be givers. That is what love is.
Yes.
So if you say that you love somebody and you expect them to reciprocate that love, then honey, what you're doing is not loving. You understand? What you're doing is not loving. So I would wish for all of us to have the mentality of being givers. You know, be lovers, be givers, be kind. It's not even about you in this case. It's about, because when you give
Yes.
to people that you love, it gives you that sense of satisfaction. It makes you happy to see them happy.
Anyway, this conversation could actually go on and on, but I just have one little word of advice. Remember, if you are in a friendship with someone or even a relationship, let's take it there. Be that person who actually reciprocates the energy. Don't be the person who is always on the receiving end and you do not give a thing. That would be my advice for friendships
Be
and
a giver.
relationships as
Be
well.
a
But anyway,
giver.
that winds up our conversation that we had here. On our views, do not go anywhere. Sunrise at Sea continues. Don't blink.
Well, thank you so much for being a part of Sunrise at Sea. It is the beginning of a brand new week, and also Easter is just around the corner. I do hope that you enjoyed the ladies and I giving you a kickstart right into the week. Well, do not forget that during our beauty, wellness and lifestyle segment, Sarah had a conversation and we're talking attitude management. So as we let you into the week, it is very important that you manage your attitude, but also maintain healthy relationships. Sense of entitlement? No. Expectations? No. Be a giver, but also learn to receive. You people who over receive, please give us some love. We need to feel the love. Anyway, from the team and I, we wish you a lovely week ahead. Do not forget that today, immediately after the show, Amelia Martha is back with The Impact, and this morning they look at the curious case of kidney failures in Uganda. Keep watching Sunrise at Sea.